Hello and welcome back to the channel, here for yet another league race, this time around Australia. I hope you do enjoy this one. Please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel as well for what will now be daily content. Hope to get a video every day, 2 videos on a Tuesday as well, just a little bit of a bonus there. We head on then with this race. This was the first round of the second season for this league. My first time racing here as well. But you're in for a good watch with this one, I can guarantee that. Into qualifying then, you can see it will be a wet start to the session. However, the race is set to be dry. So loading up the setup, we do pick the dry one out of the 2 options. Load up on fuel as well. My aim usually for a wet qualifying is put a load of fuel in the car. Go round sets, usually 4 laps, 4 or 5 laps depending on how the conditions go.
Let's go.
Before then getting out onto the track. So opted for the dry setup simply because the race was dry. I would usually not bother when it comes to if the weather is just for qualifying. So if we had a dry quali followed by a wet race, I would use a wet setup. So now then coming up to the end of my first flying lap in the session, you can see a little bit tricky through that final corner. Can be a little bit tricky in drive. As we come up to the line then, it goes purple as it's the first lap.
You've just put in the fastest lap.
1:33.9 I think that said. A little hard to read, judged on what I have here, but then once again trying around for the second lap. Coming down to turn 3 then, getting a little bit wide. I believe I did that on my first time around as well. You see now coming down towards turn 5. See there, just run a little bit wide. My excuse at the time was that I got a little bit distracted by Hartman talking in game chat. That's all that was. So I had to back out of this lap.
Will be drying out quite soon. Mind you don't burn out your tyres.
See there, Jeff saying the track will be drying out. And so now at the end of the 3rd lap, you can see there Hindle goes fastest. But we are 9 tenths up coming up to the line, and we do in fact improve to a 32.9. Head through this lap. I believe this is now my fastest lap in the wet at least. We'll take you all the way around. Coming out down towards turn 3, I struggled here on previous runs. Now my 4th attempt, once again going deep there, losing all the time that we had gained towards the corner. So we're gaining a little bit back through 4. Then through 5 as well, gaining quite a bit of time back. But we are red through the first sector. As you can see, we are just over a 10th down, just about avoid cutting the corner there at turn 6. So losing time down towards turn 9 as well. And then as well a little bit wide, as you don't want to touch the curb on the left at all there. So we do also get a better exit actually this time around. Out of turn 10 towards the very tricky left-right of 11 and 12. Purple through sector 2. Just goes to show how much time I found compared to previously, considering we were red in the first sector. Down to the brakes for turn 13. You can see now we are in the green on the delta in that top right corner. All should be okay here. You can see there's a car just in front of us that I believe just pulled into the pits there, so they won't be getting in our way. Now around the final corner there, do we start gaining time? We actually lose a little bit, but then gain it back on the straight across the line, find another 3 attempts, which secures P1 for now.
The fastest lap.
Yeah, as you can see now, Noah has gone for the soft tyres. And see, this is now later on that lap, coming into the chicane, purple sector 1 and 2, but then DRS becomes enabled. So we do back out of this lap. We tell Jeff we're coming in at the end of this lap, we back out of this one. The track is drying. You can see now no rain at all on the screen. Not quite a dry line yet, but I could feel the tyres overheating a little bit. You see now a couple of cars are on soft tyres. You see Hindle and I think Noah once again briefly on the alternate tyres. Back into the pits then, nice and cautious.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
I didn't see much purpose in continuing with that lap. Now on towards a drier period of qualifying. You can see there 4 seconds faster for the soft tyres compared to the inters. take out? Do I take out all the fuel? I don't really remember. I think I do. And there we go, the fuel then finally being brought down. Those eagle-eyed viewers noticed that there was a time jump there. For some reason I spent about 20-30 seconds deciding whether or not to bring down the fuel. See that I went to drive out at this point, then I just thought, and I was like, wait a minute. The track, the track's going to be a little bit off at the moment. I decided to go back into this menu, have a quick look. Just make sure, once again, I got the right tyres on. Time continues to come down. The 3 guys currently out there. See, I am currently a second fastest than anyone else. I'm not the fastest in here. Hindle, I believe, is the fastest here. Me and Pro Mayhem are fairly equal. However, I tend to have an advantage when it comes to wet weather running. And again, Noah's also not that slow. Neither is Matty. And then finally back out on track right at the end of the session. This is actually the end of my flying lap on soft tyres. It's just the one lap there. Pro Mayhem goes fastest with the 22. 1 minute 22. I found to the final corner with much more grip than there was on the inters. And we set purple time 121.3. We found nearly 11.5 seconds over that lap. As you can see, that is my lap done. We did cross the checkered flag. You can see here just watching Hindle, the one driver here I knew would actually threaten my time. He came through. I went to check the map and he had invalidated. That took a lot of pressure off me at that point. I went 8 tenths faster than Pro Mayhem. Obviously that is down to the drying track. Track conditions getting better pretty much every second. As the track dries, more grip. See there, Salty Mika, now the only driver. Yet to cross the line. I believe we go check that out in just a couple of seconds. We cut away from Hindle. Time still ticking down, track getting better every second. You can see Mika 2.3 up. They've already set a time on softs at this point, and they crossed the line. Now at this point I thought, I knew I was still P1. I thought it was comfortable. I never expected Mika to do that and be under half a tenth quicker than me. Obviously that is mainly down to track evolution. You can see Hindle didn't set a time on softs due to the validation, and then Marshall, my teammate as well, not managing a lap. Yeah. So I didn't actually notice that at the time. It was only when coming back now and watching the footage I noticed that. You can see the soft hard strategy there. Just give you a quick spoil. It isn't a simple one stop as it may have seemed there. As we get ready now for the 5 red lights. And we're obviously Formula Matt there didn't quite manage to get into the session. You will see a race with him, however, coming tomorrow. See the Mika there, just goes up the inside turn 1, forces him off the track. I think a little bit rudely. I think I was entitled to the space there. You can see here diving all the way around the outside of the 3rd corner. Once again, Mika just pushing me off the track. Once again, I thought a little bit rude, but I think that is allowed in terms of racing etiquette, as they were mainly ahead, but I was alongside coming onto the brakes. You can see now just trying to pretty much stay ahead of Pro Mayhem. He got very close on the run down to turn 3. You would have seen he was right up behind me, as my exit wasn't the greatest. Coming down once again now to the very quick left right here, purple sector 2, and I believe I also take a purple sector 3 because I know I'm faster than Mika. He just got the better launch, which most people would tend to, at least on myself. Because yellow flags there, someone's already lost it. That turns well. It will not be the first time a driver gets caught out there this race.
Let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Right behind that racing point. and into turn 1, you know, I thought, let's have a go. You wouldn't normally overtake until you normally wait down until you get to turn 3. You can see braking on the inside, they turn in and contact, and I spin round. Now that really annoyed me. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it has been reported. So I hope for someone who's on that, but yeah, that really, I was a little bit annoyed after that, actually, and then rear's completely overheated. So the car didn't do anything different. Rear tyres with just full of heat give me the old spin through turn 3, and now once again here through turn 5. I even lift off. The back end still snaps. I just about catch it, but hit the wall and break the wing.
Receive you at the end of this lap.
Now at this point I was
A new strategy
quite
is available
annoyed.
on the MFD.
Obviously here the initial spin from the contact.
Copy.
3 incidents in, you know, a lap pretty much with Mika.
Okay, the safety car is out.
As we
The safety
get
car
the
is
saving
out.
grace
We
of
need
the
to
race.
form up at a reduced pace.
Safety
Keep a
car
close
being
eye on that
deployed
delta
here
time.
really
Make
helped.
sure to keep it positive.
Also meant I stayed ahead of Curly on track. So that did help quite some bit. 9 left, I think there only 10 started this race. So turn out a little bit disappointing, that's how it is. Wing change is standard. This safety car like really helped me out in this race. So I get held there for Curly. And that's Red Bull. And I'm pretty sure everyone came into the pits at this point. I don't think anyone stayed out. It wouldn't make sense to stay out,
Only
to
one
be
stop
honest.
to go. One stop.
See, it was in fact Noah. Got spine at the chicane. Now coming down to catch up the safety car queue, and this is the closest I've ever come to rear-ending someone under safety car in terms of like high speed. Everyone, obviously the Constantina down into turn 1. You've had a lap to push to catch up to the
There
train.
is no overtaking until the green flags.
I came
Safety
very
car
close to
in
hitting
this
the back
lap.
of that Red Bull. Only a slight lock up as well. I do favour myself on the brakes to quite a few people. I do believe I can brake later without locking up, and a lot of people manage. It is quite difficult sometimes. I just see now just preparing for the safety car restart down in P8. So we're on lap 4 right now. We've gone from 1st down to 8th. Or 1st, 2nd to 8th if you're counting all of it. Mika did stop last time around. That's how they're now behind me, so they have made a pit stop under the safety car pit on soft tyres. So ideally now they would be faster than me. Obviously it is equal cars. So Curly being caught out massively under the safety car restart. And I think both of us, their battery burning down the pit straight. And they slowed down a lot for time, but it did catch me out a little bit. See my teammate off to the left and misses braking into the first corner. Once again, try on Curly. I'd looked to the inside here, then backed out of it, and then he left the space, so I went for the gap again. I don't really know what happened there. And then once again, he just kind of blocks me at turn 4, but I use the battery to make sure I get past him, and then he goes off into the wall. So not really too much time lost behind him. I would have liked to get past maybe a little earlier.
We're at +1 lap of extra
And that's
fuel.
how these
Fuel
things go
target +1.
sometimes. Now catching up to the back of Matty. I will just make this statement now. I did feel a little bit of a target during this race. Mika had a little look around the outside of 13. Slight lock up from myself there, but defend the position. Matty was making quite a few mistakes in front of me. Lahindo sets the fastest lap off the race. Trying to catch up to Matty still. See now, so he runs a little bit wide on the exit of 3. I think about going up the inside. But I just backed out of it. It wouldn't have been the smartest of moves to stick the nose up there. Had to defend a little bit from Mika. Then coming down into 6th, but no harm really done there. Now through the chicane once more. Flying over the cars. Noah's out there, Ferrari's there on the left.
The track is clear.
Attacking
Green
Matty,
flag.
squeezing me to the outside of turn 13. I do outbrake him, and he just runs me off the track. Mika then takes the opportunity there, which they're more than entitled to do.
Virtual safety car
And then we
deployed.
get a
Slow
safety car,
down and maintain a positive
which
delta.
I at the
Virtual safety car
I at the
is
time
deployed.
thought it was for Mika, but there's also a Red Bull off turn 6, which I believe is Curly. Just seeing now, Mika's gotten past Matty. I think that was into turn
Yellow
3.
flag.
Actually no, it was here a couple laps ago. There you go, car once again off on the left. That time it was Curly, finally out of the race.
Green flag.
Matty once again just turning in on me. But I wasn't really having any of it that time around. Remember, I'm still a little bit annoyed at this point in the race, and I think this was nearly a quitting moment for me here. Coming around the final corner, full throttle already, and then the back end just snaps on me.
Okay, box,
I
box.
don't
We're
know what
adjusting
happened.
the strategy. Come in this
Even
lap.
looking at my telemetry now, when whilst editing this race, I don't entirely know what happened. I did nothing different to normal when the back of the car just
Might make a
snapped on me.
mistake.
Massive lock up into the pit lane. See, my teammate has come in behind me. He messaged me after the race and just said he didn't realise I'd come in ahead of him, which in turn, of course, led him to double stack
Go.
behind me.
Exit now.
I did
We're
apologise
racing on
after
the
the race.
exit.
I was like, yeah,
Release.
sorry about that. I had a wing change and all that, but he said, it's all good. So we move on forwards now.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the
Down
exit.
in
You'll receive a
P6.
penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the
Not the
track.
happiest of drivers right now. A couple of mistakes on my own
Push,
side.
push. Use your overtake button. Okay, the safety
And
car is
yet
out. The safety
another
car is
saving
out.
grace
We need to form up at a reduced pace.
in this
Keep
race.
a close eye on that delta time.
Safety car
Make
now
sure to keep
on
it
lap
positive.
19. Dive into the pit lane for soft tyres. Now, after my second stop, so this is stop number 3. After my second stop, I was going to come in towards the end of the race
Exit now.
and put on soft tyres anyway for the fastest lap. But this just meant I had a chance at fastest lap as well as a good result. The safety car was
That was
caused
our
by
last
Mika,
stop. No
so
more
I won't
scheduled
lie,
pit
it was a
stops.
little bit. I got a little bit happy about that one. You know, justice pretty much served itself. Mika made the mistake. Hartman stopped, I think, a lap later than everyone else, which is how I've jumped them. Now running P4 or 5 in this race. You see their Pro Mayhem with the fastest lap of the race. Hindle now, after starting down in 9th, up in 1st. I didn't really have a chance to attack the top 3 after that little mistake there on turn 15, I think it is.
Green flag.
Put the power down a little bit too early, lost the back. So I lost, I think it was 2 seconds. And then I slowly, I might reach 2 seconds at some point. See Hartman as well, trying a little bit just behind me. Wasn't too worried about them. If they were trying to move, you know, I was more than happy to give the space. But after dropping 2 seconds back at the restart, now a couple laps later, catching up to the back of Pro Mayhem, who slices past Matty fairly easily. Along that straight there, see Matty there runs a little bit deep here, and this was kind of a, you know, I knew I was going to take in this position now. Yeah, after Matty squeezed me off the track earlier, it might have been fair, but I wasn't happy about it.
Brilliant. Nice
So
move.
once again, they're taking no prisoners, and I'll jump onto a lap later. See, Pro makes a little bit of a mistake there. Perfect sector 1, green sector 2. And he does decide to pull into the pits. He said afterwards he had a lot of penalties, so he just decided to
Okay,
give
gap
up.
ahead is 1.6 seconds.
And now I
Hold
check
soft.
the
Speed
car ahead
time last
and
lap was
listen
a
to this.
1:23.7. They have a time penalty of 3.0. 3 seconds will be added to their time at the end of the race.
That was all the information I needed. At this point in the race, I knew I had to win. But as a racer, you always want to take a position on track if possible. So I continued to press on here, trying to get past Hindle. Now running down, I got a better exit out of turn 2, go to the outside here, pretty much fully ahead, but he just outbraked me. There down to turn 3, and then hopped around the outside of turn 4, nothing I could have done there without being overly aggressive. And then we get another chance here just later on in the lap. Run out of turn 12. See a little bit of a fake to the outside, a little bit of contact there, and then he turns across me, just about holding the spin. And he did actually question afterwards if I used to reset the track there. Maybe a little tactic there to try and give me a penalty. But that is how it ended there. Ended up half a second behind him. Crossed the line, took the lead, then 2.6 seconds clear after his penalty. Matty in third, and then Hartman finishing, well, fourth but last. Up onto the podium then, yet another win at Australia. It's 3 out of 5 here, down under. Alfa Romeo, however, are going to look very strong in the constructors. My teammate isn't the strongest, but he seems to have a little bit of potential. It doesn't all seem too bad. These are the final race results. Myself winning there, which was a difficult race mentally. Obviously, when you get taken out in the early stages, it's difficult to fight back. But you know, I kept in there. And another race at Australia where you shouldn't give up in. That'll be it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, subscribe as well, share it around as well. It helped me out massively. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you tomorrow for yet another race. See you then.